Good morning and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here. And today is Sunday, August 16. We are looking at the energy forecast for the week ahead. So we have our three decks here, the three fairies, the pink, the blue, and the yellow. All right, so it is an interactive tarot like the ones we always do in this channel, where we connect with each other, we connect intuitively, you choose the deck, and then we look at the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week energy. All right, now this is a general reading for the collective, so take what resonates, let go of the rest. And know that I'm a board certified coach, holistic energy practitioner with a master's degree in psychology, and I've been reading tarot for over 30 years. So I offer private sessions in which we can explore your particular situation, right? So if this general reading, there are some things that resonates and others that do not, know that you can always reach out. I'm going to leave you the links down below for my website and my storefront where you can book a private online session with me. And I also offer pre-recorded readings that can be sent directly to your email. So there is something for every budget and the different formats that one can like. All right. So besides this, let's get started. We got that housekeeping out of the way, and let's ground, center, and connect with the breath. All right, so sit comfortably, roll those shoulders back. And now let's take a couple of deep breaths together just to settle in today before we pick our deck. All right, so let's take a deep inhale in through the nose. Hold and gently exhale. All right, let's take another inhale in through the nose. Hold and exhale. Wiggle the upper body a little bit to make sure everything moves, all the energy moves. And now choose intuitively the deck or the fairy that calls you. Ready? All right, let's begin with the pink fairy. And today, I forgot to say that this is for August 17th, Monday, August 17th to Sunday, August 23rd. But no matter when you made it into the video, know that you're here for a reason. A spirit has brought you here. So there may be a message for you. So even if you made it sometime in the future and it's not the week that this is meant for, look at it as your guidance for your week ahead. All right, so we have the pink fairy. Let's move the cards a bit gently here. Give it a little knock to wake them up and set our intention for this reading. Please give us guidance, insight, advice, and a look at the energies around our week. And we're looking at the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. The beginning of the week, middle of the week, and the end of the week. Right, let's see who answers for the beginning of the week. And we have the Eight of Wands. We have that fire element that is Wands, and the Eight of Wands, it's that fast movement. Look at this card here. That this is it's a fairy tarot, and we have like the the dragon, and we can see those wands going fast, right? We get that image of movement. So the Eight of Wands is all about movement, right? And fast movement. And when we're looking at the energy forecast and the energies ahead, it's saying there is an fast moving energy coming in, right? We have like this fast energy coming in, that it is a fire energy. So it is asking of you to be intentional, to feel passionate about what you're doing, right? To motivate yourself, because the energies here are helping. So if you are already very motivated, towards what you want, your goals, your dreams, your desires right now, this energy is helping. But if you find yourself that you are lacking motivation, questions to ask yourself right now is, what would help me feel more motivated? And what is it that I want, that I'm willing to put effort on? So asking yourself these kind of questions to get to the bottom of, when I see once, I always say that fire in your gut, right? And that magic one. What's it's lighting the fire in my gut, and what makes me want to take that magic one and go after what I want? Whatever that is, be something professionally, be something in your personal life, in your relationship, or a dream that you have, right? So know that the forecast says these fast energies coming in this week, and that beginning of the week, when we do these readings, beginning of the week means Monday, Tuesday. So this impulse moving forward, for good energy is actually very positive energy, but it's asking for you to be intentional. And also, in order for things to go fast towards manifestation, towards getting what you want, it's asking of you to put effort and to feel motivated and to take steps. So asking those questions right now. And it's also, it's never a promise, because we never do anything like this, but it is kind of saying the more effort you put right now with these energies coming in, it has the potentiality for the results you want. So keep that in mind. Now, let's look at the middle of the week, and now we're looking at Wednesday, Thursday, we would say. And who answers? Look at that, Major Arcana 6. That's the Lover's card. All right, so we have at the beginning this fast-moving energy, and the energy is settling. Major Arcana, major impact, and major advice, that we would say. So what does that mean? So there is a very loving, for a lack of another word, as it is the Lovers, very loving and nurturing energy around Wednesday and Thursday for you. And this can work in different ways. It could actually be of strengthening relationships, either intimate relations, but it could also be friendships or any relationship that needs a strengthening. The energies are there for you to nurture each other, for you to build into that friendship, to build a more loving relationship, whichever type of relationship you have. So all the energies are there. Now, what is the Lovers also asking? So if the Lovers was asking a question for us, it would be, what decisions or choices or steps can you take from the energy of love? How can you vibrate from the energy of love as you take steps forward? And remember, what is love? So when we talk about love, well, love is a feeling, but it's not only a feeling. Love is also a verb, right? So loving someone, loving something, right? To love. What's to love? Well, to love is to care for, to respect, to nurture, to, yeah, to care for, to be there. and to want what's best for the other person, or to want what is best, right? So think about what love means to you and what it would mean to you to vibrate in love energy. And the lovers is telling you also this: it's time to vibrate with that love energy. This is a major arcana, so it's going to have a major impact. It's that major energy, Wednesday and Thursday, and it's very positive towards relationships of any kind, to strengthen, but to remember to vibrate with the energy of love and make decisions out of love right now. And now let's look at the end of the week. Wow, another major arcana, major impact, and major advice. We do the double knock here, and it's the Emperor. All right, so the Emperor, we are vibrating with the energy of the number four. Number four in numerology is that stability, structure, right? And the Emperor is that divine masculine. If we had to describe the Emperor, a great leader, a great strategist, very practical, logical, and uses mostly the logical brain, right? So we have an emotional brain, we have a logical brain. So the Emperor uses that logical, more calculating brain, right? But is a great strategist and gets things done, and it's a great leader. So there is this energy towards the end of the week, right? And remember, this has nothing to do with gender, but an energy that we all have, no matter what gender we identify with, or um, our own gender at birth. But it is it's that energy. So we have that masculine, divine masculine energy taking over on the weekend. So knowing that energy around, how can you adopt that energy? How can you become that strategist, that practical and logical person that knows what steps to take? So if this is telling you this is what's going to bring you into success in any aspect in your life during the weekend, think about it this way: what steps can you take, right? When you answer, when you are in a conversation, when you need to make a decision, right? Here is all about being logical, using the logical part of our brain instead of the emotional and intuitive. So here logic takes the lead, right? Now let's put it all together. All right. So, answering the question, what is the energy forecast for your week? So, the energy, that is fast energy coming in just at the beginning of the week, that it takes things into moving fast, fast, fast. That is fast movement. Now, it's asking you to be intentional with the thoughts, with words, with actions, with everything you do. Be very intentional and be sure to be proactive towards the things that you want, to motivate yourself if you don't feel motivated towards those things that you really feel passionate about. Towards the middle of the week, the energies are changing. There is a very loving energy. It's a very major energy because it's major arcana, and it's asking for you to make decisions and choices out of love, to vibrate in love energy, to remember that love is not only a feeling, but it is a verb. So to act from love, right? And towards the end of the week, things shift again, but into another major way. We have another major arcana, and it is all about adopting a very practical, logical, and leadership style of how you approach any aspect this weekend, right? Vibrating with the Emperor. So good exercises when you have this type of major arcana that they are asking you to focus on one type of energy, the love, the practicality, the leadership, or things like this, is to envision the tarot card and meditate also on it. That can be very useful. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, as there may be someone who needs to hear this. And remember, this is a general reading for the collective. And just take what resonates, release anything else, do not force anything. But if you are going through something, you need support, or you want to really dig into what's really happening in your life, in your particular situation, I am a board certified coach, holistic energy practitioner with a master's in psychology, and I've been a tarot reader for over 30 years. I offer private online sessions that can be done from anywhere in the world, either by phone, video call, or even chat, as well as pre-recorded readings. And I'm going to leave you the links below in the description for you to book your session, purchase your reading, or just get in touch with me if you want to book directly or you have any questions about my services. All right, excellent. Now let's go with the second deck. And now we pass from a fairy deck to an angel deck. That's the blue fairy that we have here. So it's this angel deck. Here we go. All right, great. So let's move this blue fairy. Let's do the same with these cards of moving them around, waking them up, and setting our intention. Please give us guidance, advice, insight, a look at the energies around us this week, and the beginning of the week, middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. Ooh. Beginning of the week. And now the middle of the week. Oh, we got 3 cards. You know, I always honor every card that wants to come out. So let's put this. This would be beginning of the week, middle of the week. And now let's look at the end of the week. And end of the week, 2 cards. Perfect. This is such a lovely deck with the golden head, and the images of the angels are very beautiful. So let's see, what does the beginning of the week bring? Look at this. It is the 2 of Cups. So we are under the water element, that emotional aspect, and also intuitive, but very emotional aspect. So what is the 2 of Cups telling us about our week? And this is, we just looked at the other deck, and we had at the middle of the week the Lovers. And so think of the 2 of Cups as the baby brother or baby sister, the baby sibling of the Lovers, right? Because it is also that type of energy, that it's an energy that is emotional, is all about strengthening partnerships, bonds, relationships, right? It can also be very romantic. But there is a big difference between the Lovers and the 2 of Cups. So the Lovers is a major arcana card. So there we have major impact, major energy, right? Well, this is a minor arcana. So the impact is less. So if we had, because we're talking about an energy forecast here. So imagine there is a difference between a breeze, right? When you're outside, like the breeze or a light wind, and a hurricane. And really rapid, strong winds, right? For anybody who's been around places where there are those strong winds and hurricanes and storms, you see the difference between just a breeze, right? Or just drizzling outside, and those major aspects like hurricanes. So think about that energy the same, right? But in this case, in a positive, constructive way. So the Lovers is that major energy that has a bigger impact, Well, the Two of Cups is a more gentle, softer energy coming in for you this week that is all about uh, strengthening bonds with other people. So that if you are in a committed relationship or if you are just beginning a romantic relationship, the beginning of the week has that perfect energy to strengthen those bonds. It's also the perfect energy for making up after an argument, for for ending fights, for finding agreement instead of disagreement. So think about it this way. So the beginning of the week is perfect timing for that, right? Now, ask yourself, knowing that there is this loving energy around me, who would I like to spend time with? Um, who do I feel like reaching out to, right? So think about that Monday and Tuesday as a time for you to strengthen bonds, relationships. And even though we talked about the romantic aspect, that could be also for family, friends, or even people at work. If there has been some kind of friction with anybody at work, the beginning of this week has that energy to soften things out, right? All right, now let's put it up and we'll bring these ones down. And let's look at the middle of the week and who answers. And we have the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Interesting combinations. Look at this. So we have the earth element, the air element, and the fire element. All right, let's put it like this so you can see it all, because the middle of the week, that Wednesday and Thursday energy comes intense because there is movement and there is thing happening, right? And if we start, this is the main answer, and these are the supportive cards, like I call them. So here we begin with that Five of Pentacles, right? And the Five of Pentacles, as I said, we are in the earth element, but it's a card of lack, of misery, of yes, that mindset of like, I don't have enough, or things are not going well, right? Or pessimism and thinking that everything is lost, right? That lack of hope. And this card is actually is not as negative as sometimes it can be viewed. So all the tarot cards, they are neither positive or negative. They have lights and shadows. But this card is showing you that it's a mindset, right? That these figures, these people have here, because in reality, look how beautiful the pentacles, right? And the light that comes from behind the pentacles, right? And this is saying, all right, there may be, because we're looking, remember, energy forecast, there may be times in the middle of the week when you feel doom and gloom, right? So pessimism, expecting the worst, right? And this card is telling you when this happens, it's all about changing the mindset, changing the way you look at something. So focusing on things that are going well, focusing on hope, right? And focusing on the techniques or spiritual aspects of your life that help you feel that faith, that hope for the future. So, any negative thoughts that you catch yourself with, be curious about it. Don't shame yourself, but be curious about it. And at the same time, try to challenge that into gratitude, right? So you do not go down the rabbit hole and just things get worse. There could be some doom and gloom thoughts and mindset. This is not a prediction of this thing is coming or something bad's going to happen. No, there is this energy that may bring us down and is saying, look at the positive around it, right? Or try to challenge your thoughts without shaming or guilting yourself. Now, we move from that to the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords says perhaps it's the time to also build some boundaries, right? If there are some things that, if the middle of the week is hard for you and you find yourself in this more pessimistic mindset, or things, just remember, maybe it's time to build boundaries about you, maybe taking a step back from doing so much, maybe realizing that it's not only about challenging your thoughts, but also building some self boundaries with yourself, right? Like, if that makes sense, self boundaries. Yes, of like saying, no, that's a boundary I am not willing to cross, right? And the Four of Wands is saying, by challenging your thoughts, by remembering not to go down the rabbit hole, focusing more on the positive, having some healthy boundaries about certain things, and also challenging your thoughts, you will find that content, stability reigns again, right? So, middle of the week is all about changing mindset and the way we think, and not allowing gloom and doom to take us down, right? And coming back into a position of stability and structure. Remember, from a standpoint of stability, right, and being regulated, is that the best decisions and the best choices come clear to our mind, right? So it's important in the middle of the week to remember that. Now, let's look at the end of the week. And now we're moving into Friday towards the weekend. And who answers? And we have the Eight of Cups and the Emperor again. Major Arcana, major advice, but this time the Emperor is not taking the lead. The Emperor is supporting the Eight of Cups. Let's put the cards like this, see if we all fit here, because more cards come in. All right. So, what is the Eight of Cups and the Emperor here telling us towards the weekend for us? So the weekend, we're moving again into cups, right? So from what I'm seeing, I have a feeling this is going to be a week full of emotions, but the weekend is letting us know that sometimes it's important to move away from things that can give us instant pleasure or instant gratification, but they may not be good for us in the long run, right? So anything that you feel is time to walk away from, or either besides walking away, releasing, or even pausing. This weekend is not, to put it this way, is not about indulging in instant gratification. Instead of this, it is time, and look at the Emperor here, it's time for that structure and stability. Remember what the middle of the week told you. It's the weekend is the same. Perhaps it's about leaving some things behind us and remembering that stability, being balanced, is what is helping us right now. So let's put everything together. So what is the energy forecast for the week? So the week begins with good energy for forgiveness, for strengthening bonds in any particular relationship in our life, and also making choices based on, on care, on love for another person. The middle of the week can have more of a little upheaval because we may feel the doom and gloom or be pessimistic, and it's asking for us to work on our mindset, to challenge our thoughts, to even put boundaries if we need to, and try to look at life in a more positive way. And also it is reminding us that by being well structured, by being stable, right, and regulated, is that things feel better, and we are in a more powerful position. And the weekend is more of a reminder of this, but with the sense of having to leave something behind or walking away from something to return to that position of stability, of structure, of being in charge of ourselves, being that CEO of our own life. All right. So main messages is beginning of the week, bonding with people, forgiving, coming together in some relational things, intimate, professional, friendship, family, good time for that. The middle of the week is about changing mindset and challenging thoughts and trying to create more stability. And the weekend is about walking away from things or leaving something behind that even though we may like or we may love is not good for us, and remembering that it's all about creating a more secure, stable ground around us, right? So some things that we may like may not create stability and may bring chaos. That's why we need to move from that. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. And remember, this is a general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, let go of the rest. And if you want to look more in depth at your particular situation, I'm a board certified coach, holistic energy practitioner, and I've been a tarot reader for over 30 years. So please reach out to book your session if you have any questions about how my services and my private online sessions can be of assistance right now to you, right? And I also leave you the link down in the description to order your pre-recorded reading, that's a video or an audio that gets sent directly to your email, or to book your online session with me, that they can be done from anywhere in the world, either video, phone, or chat. All right, let's look at the last deck, and that will be our yellow fairy. And the first deck was the fairy deck, the second was an angel deck, and this is just a beautiful deck that is not fairies and is not angels. And here we have the yellow fairy. All right, and here we have our yellow fairy. Let's move the cards around. All right, and let's set that intention. Please give us guidance, advice, insight, a look into our week, the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. Beginning of the week. 2 cards. Now, middle of the week. Let's see. 2 cards again. And now, the end of the week. They are asleep, these cards. Oh, here we go. All right. So let's begin with Monday, Tuesday, beginning of the week, and who answers? The 10 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. Interesting combination again. So the 10 of Wands, the 10s already tell you culmination. So here we have minor energy, minor energy, minor impact into your life, but it's an energy that's coming to an end, right? So it's letting you know that the efforts, the challenges and the obstacles that have been around you for a while are coming to an end. And to look at them not as wasted time, but look at any challenges and obstacles from the past, that they brought lessons, and that also they have made you stronger in one way or another. So look at the energy as about to shift, right? So it's not that the new energy has not entered yet, but you have a 10. So some things are just ending, and it's in because it's that 10 of wands that just feels like it's been challenging, it's been tough, it's been hard work, right? And it's saying, you know, uh, have the hope also that something new is coming in, that it's going to feel lighter, it's going to feel like a new opportunity coming in from now on. And just know that give yourself compassion, give yourself rest for any challenges or struggles or anything that has been difficult. And know that it says, this card is saying the energies are shifting, the shift is in the air. So right now, knowing that there is this shift, that there is this end, right? That this Four of Cups is telling you, do not dwell on things that have passed. Do not dwell on the past. Like I was just saying, learn the lessons, remember those lessons. Try to see efforts or challenges that have happened as, they are ending, and there is something we can take from all of that. Look at for that silver lining kind of thing. But here it's also telling you, so the beginning of the week, instead of dwelling in the past, there is a change of energy. Start envisioning and looking forward to something, an opportunity that may be coming in at the beginning of this week, right? So do not focus on things that have passed, and pay attention to opportunities coming in towards you. All right. And what do we have towards the middle of the week? That Wednesday and Thursday. And who answers? And here we have the Two of Swords and the Moon, major arcana, major advice, right? But the Two of Swords leads the way. So the middle of the week is a time for getting clarity. These are two cards that want clarity, right? But the interesting thing is, here you see he can't see very well, and here there is the moon, so everything's dark. But these are cards that are telling you, even if you don't have all the clarity, even if you don't have all the answers, even if you don't see all the path ahead, even if you don't feel like you can make a decision, first try to gain as much clarity as you can, right? And that could be by really thinking, taking some time to really think things through, right? But it could also clarity that could come from conversations, right? For remember, this is the air element. But besides this, these are not cards that are telling you, wait, do not proceed, do not do anything, right? Wait for the perfect circumstances, wait for all that clarity, wait for the path to be open in front of you. No, they are asking you to gain as much clarity as you can by really thinking things through, by having conversations that maybe you need to have, right? And try to find clarity. But the moon is also a very spiritual card, right? And it's saying, even if you don't have that much clarity, even if you're that really thinking about it and having deep conversations do not bring you full clarity, rely also on your intuition, rely on that instinct that you naturally have, and take the steps forward. Sometimes by taking one small step forward, then it's when we see the next one. So the middle of this week is asking for you to gain clarity around some aspects of your life that do not feel completely clear. It's a good time to have certain conversations to clarify things. Also time to think things through. But if none of that works, to remember to rely also on your instinct and your intuition, and do not stay stuck. Take, even if it's one small step towards something, right? But it's not a time to stay stuck. It is a time for clarity, but sometimes, as I said, the clarity comes after taking that first step. And what about towards the end of the week, towards the weekend, and we get the Nine of Coins. Look at this, the Nine of Coins. It is such a card of success. When I see the Nine of Coins, it's the card of success, right? We are under the earth element here, and it's that nine, that success, right? And it is telling you, the energies around right now are of success, are of manifestation, are of things coming into fruition, right? And this makes sense because look at here, we had, let's put it like this. We start the week by saying, hey, there may have been efforts, challenges, work, exhaustion. There may have been an energy that feels just heavy, and it's coming to an end, and it's time to look for new opportunities to gain clarity towards things in our life that we need that clarity in. And we end the week by saying, yes, the weekend has another energy around, and in this, an energy of success, of things coming into fruition, of attracting, of manifesting, of things here and there. So also look around, look around your life with gratitude, the things that you can be grateful about, the things that make you successful. And also, after having gone through all that clarity, what things do you see coming? What opportunities are there for you to grab? All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, as there may be someone who needs to hear this right now. And remember, general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, let go of the rest, and do not force anything. And if you're going through a life transition, if you're going through some changes, if you do need some clarity, like your card said, or if you're just looking for support, I offer private online sessions. I'm a board certified coach, holistic energy practitioner with a master's degree in psychology, and I've been a tarot reader for over 30 years. I bring all of this and my other trainings into our sessions to offer support and accompaniment, and to help you gain that clarity for you to be able to make the best choices and decisions in your life. And my sessions are virtual, so they can be done from anywhere in the world, and they can be done either by phone, video call, or chat, right? And we have something for every budget. We have quick check-ins. There are some clients of mine who like to check in but do not always need a full session. So we do a quick check-in of 15 minutes, right? Quick question, quick check-in. Or we do the sweet spot session, and that's 30 minutes, right? Or the in-depth session at 1 hour. So there is something for every budget and for everyone. And if you, instead of preferring a live session, prefer a pre-recorded reading, we have video and audio that gets sent directly to you. So I'm going to leave you both links down in the description. That's my website and my Gumroad storefront, where you can read more about my services, or just purchase your session or book your session or purchase your reading. And also just reach out with any questions. And just a fast disclosure that I always try to put in all my videos, wherever it comes, but if I forget, I'm putting it here at the end. Remember that tarot is a tool. It's an ancient tool. It can be used in many different ways. Different readers use it in different ways, right? I do not offer fortune telling or predictions. Predictions in the sense of this for sure will happen. Why? Because I believe highly that the future is fluid, that we were given by God, Spirit, the divine source, whatever you want to call it, the gift of choice, of free will, right? And we can co-create with God. We create, we manifest, we attract, and that's why the future is fluid. So when we do these readings or those private readings, they are like an energy forecast, right? Asking for signs, what energy is there? And then using those coaching techniques and powerful questions, right? And that psychological insight to help you gain clarity. So please reach out, book a private session, or just reach out for more information or get a pre recorded reading. And like, share, subscribe this video, and get those notifications on, as we have something almost every day of the week. And tomorrow, Monday, I will be back with work and career. I'll look at the energies around your professional life. So please be gentle and kind to yourself, to each other, and I will see you tomorrow. Brightest blessings.